Previously on the Completionist.
Gerard Dragon Rider Khalil, also known as the Beardman, also known as the Completionist, has completed 63 games in a year and a half. With his best friend Greg and his beard brother Alex, they've teamed up countless times to review games, defend them in internet court, and they even started a Let's Play show. On the eve of completing his 64th game, Gerard was invaded by a dark phantom and killed, his body disappearing into the ether. Greg and Alex figure out that Gerard's soul has been sucked into one of the most notoriously difficult games of all time. Can Greg and Alex save Gerard, or will he be forever stuck inside of Dark Souls?
Yes!
Dark Souls, where no Beardman has gone before.
Okay, thanks for joining me here. Here is the theory that I have composed over the past 5 days.
Let's hear it.
Let's do it. He's in the game. Let's beat the game. We're gamers, right?
It's no problem.
Maybe he's included.
It's just a video game.
Maybe he's on disc DLC. We beat the game. We unlock him for the price of $14.99.
Yeah, let's do it.
Gonna need you just load your credit card information in.
Let's do it.
Buy him.
How do I start this thing?
Just
Is it on? We gotta create a character. Easy enough.
very, very
Epic
easy.
dude. Epic. Let's call him Epic Dude.
Epic dude.
Epic Dude.
He's
done.
a great dude.
Alright, baby. First level.
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
You can do this.
Rock and roll.
Do this.
No problem. No problem.
Hey, what's the first try but a mistake waiting to happen?
It's like when you dent your car for the first time. It's done. Now we can really drive the thing.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. This is it. This is the real first try.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Maybe-
It'll be fine.
Maybe there's
I'm
like
fine.
a thing with the controller.
Are you fine? I'm fine.
Hey, no,
I'm fine.
No, I'm fine.
No, I'm fine.
I'm fine. We're fine.
What?
Okay.
What?
Okay, no. It's okay. Okay. Maybe you're not sitting around the fire long enough. Maybe your guy needs to get his muscles.
You know what? You try it. Just you give it a shot.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna work with me.
I'm a gamer.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm a gamer.
Do it.
Hell yeah. Winner, chicken dinner.
There it is. There it is.
Got him. He's gonna be out of this game. We're gonna have dinner with him tonight.
Tonight.
Yeah.
Gerard is as good as found.
Yeah, man.
Let's find
Oh God. Where the hell am I? Oh God, I feel like crap. This is definitely not my room. I don't even... Oh God!
Welcome to Dark Souls, Gerard. I hope you enjoy your stay here. You're going to be here for quite a while.
Wait, I'm in Dark Souls. I'm in the game Dark Souls. I've lost my humanity!
You've done more than just that, my dear completionist. You'll be stuck here for eternity.
Okay, look, whatever I did, whoever I upset or did anything with, I'm very sorry. Look, I didn't know that, the All-Stars pack didn't take so long, I wanted to do it when I felt like it was ready.
Shut up about the All-Stars pack. You already completed it months ago. Look, if you want to get out of here, then listen to me. You must complete Dark Souls 100%. If you do this, I will let you go. But if you fail, you will be stuck here forever.
Okay. So you mean to tell me that if I 100% complete Dark Souls, all the achievements, all the items, everything there is to do, I'll go home?
I'll let you go home. But if you fail, you'll be stuck playing Dark Souls for all of eternity.
It's time to take on some scrubs.
Dark Souls. Dark Souls is the spiritual successor to Demon Souls, an intellectual property owned by Sony, developed by From Software, and published by Atlus. When From Software decided to make a sequel to Demon Souls for non-Sony platforms, they couldn't get around the copyrights, so they instead made Dark Souls, a very similar game with numerous elements, themes, motifs, and gameplay mechanics found in Demon Souls. At their hearts, both Demon Souls and Dark Souls are action RPGs with a focus on combat rather than story. So I know a lot of you are going to ask yourself, but Beardman, why is Dark Souls so iconic? Why does everyone keep telling you to complete it? I care about your well-being, said no one. Well, Dark Souls' difficulty is kind of its charm. It's supposedly very hard, but more in fact, it's more confusing. The game requires several playthroughs in order for you to complete it. And the challenge for me is doing this alone without Greg or Alex. So, without further ado, let's dive into the story that is Dark Souls. Let me start off by saying there's a ton of lore in this game. I'm going to try my best to hone in on what I think is important. I highly suggest that for how great the story is, to do a lot of reading and research on your own, because the game does not do a very good job of explaining it that well. In the world of Dark Souls, the core conflict revolves around light and dark, an often used cliche, but in Dark Souls, it is taken quite literally. In the beginning, the world was gray and unchanging, with the only life beings on Earth being everlasting dragons, equipped with scales that gave them eternal life. One day, however, deep below the ground, the first flame came to be, and around that flame, gods and humanity were born. In the first flame, humanity found the souls of lords that granted them great power. The humans who claimed these lord souls were Gwyn, Lord of Sunlight and Humankind, who shared his soul with the four kings of New Londo. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters, Nito, the first lord to die and reborn as the Master of Death, Seath the Scaleless, the mutant dragon / outcast who betrayed his own kind, and last, the Furtive Pygmy, the first of the humans and beholder of the Dark Soul. Gwyn, along with his fellow lords, waged war on the everlasting dragons, slaughtering countless of them and driving them to near extinction. Thus began the Age of Fire, in which humanity ruled supreme and great prosperity reigned over the world. Gwyn and his lords established a kingdom, Lordran, the land of the ancient lords, and within that built the beautiful sprawling city of Anor Londo. The other lords were given their own domains to inhabit. Life for humanity was prosperous and continued as normal for many generations. And then a turning point. Abruptly and slowly, more and more people began being born with the mysterious dark sign, a burning hole in a person's life force that prevented death and left the person without a soul, the loss of a humanity, and eventually their minds. Faced with an epidemic, humanity started to corral the undead into a vast maze-like asylums to let them rot in peace. And as this occurred, our great lords in panic also suffered greatly. From corruption to power hunger, the lords all became lost in their paths of righteousness. Meanwhile, there are two primordial serpents named Darkstalker Kaith and King Seeker Frampt. Kaith, leader of the Dark Wraiths, wants to end the Age of Fire. He's trying to piece back together the Dark Soul, spread the Abyss, and end the undead plague. Frampt, on the other hand, wants a successor to Lord Gwyn to prolong the Age of Fire, which really paints the big picture here. Where do you, the player, come in? Well, that's actually a really big thing about Dark Souls. As you learn more and more about the story, you'll come to find that your decisions, reactions, who you let live, and who you kill kind of paint the imagery of your quest. You play as an undead soul chosen to rise to the occasion by gathering all the Lord Souls. By doing so, you gain access to Gwyn, and ultimately, the fate of the world will be in your hands. Will you become a hero or a villain? Let's find out. For this being a current-gen game, Dark Souls looks alright. It's not mind-blowing with how the beautiful graphics are, but it is nonetheless still impressive as one giant landscape. What does that mean? Well, this place is kind of like Middle-earth in the sense that there's dynamically different areas all throughout the game. And the best part, aside from how nice it all blends together, is the fact there's absolutely no loading times. You only have to load upon death, spawn, and summon, and even at that, if you're playing on the 360 and you've got the game installed on your hard drive, loading times are very minimal. To me, Dark Souls is not graphically impressive, however, thematically as a whole, it's fantastic. It sets a mood with the great environments, the constant theming of light and dark within the environments, and the music, or in this case, lack thereof. In most games, you've got tons of music that tells you exactly how to feel, but one of the key elements about Dark Souls is living in the gray, and with the lack of music telling you how to feel, it really inspires you to understand how you feel by yourself, alone in this game, leaving your imagination to run wild as you venture forth. But with that said, there are tons of glitches, game-breaking and graphical. Demon Souls was notorious for being abused royally for all of its glitches, and Dark Souls upon release was no different. There were several glitches that allowed infinite soul usage, storing of items from character to character, and just full-on out skipping boss fights. While a lot of Dark Souls' major game-breaking glitches have been discovered, From Software and Atlas since then have patched a good majority of these glitches. Yet there's still one that's just kind of creepy and weird. Glitches with Old Man Snitches. Wait, where's Greg? Okay, here goes my Old Man Snitches impression.
You know, back in my day, we used to fight butchers, demons, butcher demons, and Diablo. But now, apparently, in this realm, we are fighting gigantic dragon skeletal butts. And if you poke it, it comes back to life. Creepy. So creepy. It's staring into my soul.
Graphical glitches end up becoming quite a pain in the ass to deal with. Poor hit detection breaks immersion. Oftentimes, character models can't hold weapons correctly to their bodies, environments tend to clip out, and the biggest and most frustrating is the massive frame rate dropping, more specifically in Blighttown. Dark Souls hardcore fans understand how evil Blighttown is, and with frame rates dropping so low, you can go crazy real quick. And before all of you scream about the PC Master Race, it's no matter on PC. At times, it's actually worse. However, there are mods that exist out there that can get the game running at a smooth frame rate from start to finish.
Who is this Joker coming into the game?
This red phantom guy?
Oh, okay, no, it's Red Fun.
It's PvP.
PvP. It's fine. I figured it out. I know this.
Easy.
I can do this.
Take him out. Done.
I can do this.
Done.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
He killed you.
Oh, so I wasn't ready, so he just decided he could just jump in and stab me in the back.
Awfully fast.
So what?
Whatever. Let's try it. Let's
try
do
it
it again. No problem. No problem.
All right.
No problem.
And I'm dead.
Wow. Wow.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. You drive a hard bar.
No reason to be discouraged.
Dark Souls.
No reason to be
No,
discouraged.
you know what? Let's try it again. I died again.
What?
I died again.
You have a beard.
I think that the game is glitched.
Just get back in there.
Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Okay. This isn't a game.
This isn't fun.
This is not a game.
Dark Souls is a large, open-world, semi-non-linear game. While there are certain objectives you have to complete, the order of how you do them in is mostly up to you, the player. There's no difficulty adjustment for the game, as the difficulty lies in the player's skill with the game. There's no way to pause the game, so combat is always happening. As well as a lack of difficulty option, there are no lives or continues. The player can die as many times as he or she needs to, which I need not say will be a lot. So before we begin our quest here, let's pick our character. There are several classes to choose from. Whether you're the traditional knight/tank, the magic caster, or the quick stabbing thief, Dark Souls has everything you could ever imagine, including the nudist, which is the role I will be playing for myself.
You would choose that, you hairy excuse for a human.
Aren't you too busy always being online? Get the hell out of here and let me do my job.
Don't push your luck, grungy man.
Xbox off.
I can't let you do that, Gerard.
Alright, fine. Just leave me alone. So I chose the Deprived class because I think playing with them has a harsh difficulty curve right from the beginning. Unlike most classes, the Deprived starts with nothing but cloth. However, the starting stats, in my opinion, are actually the most balanced and allow you to customize your character the way that you want. All in all, the class you start with does not mean you're locked into that one specific role. You can change at any time you want. However, it may be a pain in the ass later on. Whenever I play games like Dark Souls, I generally gravitate to the role of beefy tank / melee damage dealer. I'm not much of a caster. After waking up in the asylum and making it through it, you meet Oscar of Astoria, a fellow undead like yourself who has reached the end of his sanity and his will to live. After talking with him, he gives you the Estus Flask, a powerful healing item for the undead, or as I call it, Sunny D, like Sunny Delight. Remember that when you were a kid, don't call me old! Bonfires play a key and critical role in Dark Souls. These are your safe zones, your spot in which you can restore health and stamina, level yourself up, repair equipment, warp to other bonfires providing you get that far into the game, replenish your Sunny D, and overall protect you from any monsters that are nearby. However, when resting at a bonfire, you reset your enemies, so those who were once dead are now back. It also cleanses you of the horribleness of all bad ailments. Bonfire!
Bonfire! You can hang out at the bonfire! Bonfire! You can hang out at the bonfire! 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 Bonfire!
The combat of Dark Souls is both simple and complex. Simple in theory, complex in execution. Easy to learn, hard to master. You can equip a weapon or shield in either hand, or 2 weapons, or 2 shields, or 1 2-handed weapon, or a staff, a bow, pyromancy glove, the list goes on. You can hotkey sets for easy access to shift in between. Combat goes as follows. The 2 bumpers on each side represent which hand you have the item in. Pressing the top bumpers, or L1 and R1, will cause you to execute an attack or use the item that's there. Pressing the back bumpers, or R2 and L2, will have you perform a heavy attack, these being most useful on bosses and bigger foes. Along with using weapons, you can cast pyromancies, miracles, and magic spells. But the kicker, even if you're not a caster like myself, you need to collect all of them for the achievements, which requires a ton of side questing and some of the worst platforming in gaming history. The key to pulling off successful attacks is to manage your stamina bar. Executing attacks, whether they connect or not, will take away stamina regardless, leaving you more open. The more you attack, the more stamina you drain. It does auto-refill, but try not to leave yourself too wide open. Slaying enemies, both NPC and players, will give you souls. Souls are both your currency for leveling up your character and purchasing items from various vendors. There's not really a level cap, but you can level your character up to around level 720. But why would you do that? It's kind of a waste of time and souls, as each time you level up, the amount of souls required to level up just gets too damn high. Level up what your character needs most, but take note that things like stamina and strength have a cap in terms of output, so diminishing returns become very relevant. Not to mention, if you have friends and you want to play with them, you need to be at least within 10 levels plus 10% in order to play with them. PvP plays a pivotal role in how happy or angry you get in your gaming experience. This is where mastering combat becomes incredibly important. You can block oncoming attacks with a shield, or you can do better by reflecting it with your shield. If done correctly, you will stun lock your opponent and follow up with a riposte. A riposte is essentially a wide open execution type maneuver that does tons of damage. Another approachable maneuver is the backstab. Backstabbing is also critical to your success in Dark Souls PvP as well as PvE. Get behind your opponent and press them buttons. It's real tough to pull off a backstab if you have a heavy weapon, but it's fun to try it, and if successful, you feel pretty awesome. Don't want to be stabbed or hit? Learn to roll. Rolling is essential to survival as it will help you avoid attacks from all enemies. But the big problem with executing good rolls is the weight of your equipment. The heavier your armor, the more heavy you are. So rolling around the speed of sound ain't gonna work when you've got places to go to follow a rainbow. But equipping light armor will help you roll with ease. It's also a great way to stay in shape.
Down, up, down, up, down, up. Come on, more energy.
PvP is the most difficult and frustrating part of Dark Souls. In order to PvP, you need to be in human form. If you don't care about PvP, then just stay dead. However, that kind of diminishes the fun and the main point of Dark Souls. You also miss out on good old co-op. Co-op, while not important, is a very fun way of getting your feet wet. However, it eventually becomes the worst aspect of Dark Souls. It is practically impossible to play with any friends, as the auto-matching system is just goddamn awful. Connecting with friends will take you minutes, if not hours. There's tons of tricks and tips online to help you connect with your friends, and guess what? None of them work. This problem was also an issue in Demon Souls, but not nearly as bad as this. And while you're waiting for your friend to connect, you'll be invaded by all hell. Maybe they'll be summoned by a random person. It's quite infuriating. Probably the worst aspect of this game. Pretty sure. Yep. Speaking of PvP and invading, this becomes a common reoccurrence during your adventure. As you quest long and fight phantoms and fail at fighting phantoms, you can join covenants that will reflect a few things. Here are the following covenants. The Way of the White, Gwyn's teaching, helping out the other undead. The Princess Guard, devoted to protecting Guinevere. Dark Moon Blades, Covenant of the Dark Sun Gwendolyn, assassins of the players who break Covenant rules and killers of dark rates. Warrior of Sunlight, Covenant of following Gwyn himself. Praise the sun, sun bros! Forest Hunters, Alvina's Covenant, killers of trespassers in Dark Root Garden. Chaos Servants, followers of Kui Lan, daughter of Isolith, corrupted into a dead spider. She requires humanity for strength. Gravelord Servants, worships Nido, intent on spreading disease and harder difficulty through red phantom enemies. Path of the Dragon, last remaining everlasting dragon, turning scales to become a Drake-human hybrid. Dark Wraiths, followers of Darkstalker Kaith, intent on invading people, stealing humanities for the Abyss. I think my favorite thing about each covenant is that they all come equipped with their own special gestures. Praise the sun, as we are the Sun Bros. Also, while we're on the topic of gestures, my favorite has to be, well, what is it? While all of these covenants have different effects for online play, in order to complete the game, you have to join all of the covenants and offer humanities in order to upgrade your rank and earn certain miracle spells and pyromancies. And in some cases, you can also earn medals that you'll need to get in order to upgrade your rank as well. Crafting your armor and weapons are very important. Prepare to cry as you need to farm for hours on end. Why? Because in order to get all the achievements, you need to own and personally craft all types of weapons which require certain souls from bosses, elements of building, and most importantly, a crap ton of patience. This is where multiple playthroughs are necessary, as some weapons require boss souls from the same boss, and each boss you fight only gives you one of its souls. Playing as the Deprived, I've chosen a common build known as the Giant Dad build. This consists of me wearing the Giant's armor, the Mask of the Father, and the Chaos Vihander +5. I swapped out my Vihander for the Black Knight's Halberd because I like the range of it, and me personally, I just like it a little more. Either that or the Black Knight's Axe. Havel's Ring and the Ring of Protection are also my choice in this build. But hey, that's the beauty of Dark Souls. There's tons of different items and many different ways to fight all kinds of enemies. Now, why is Dark Souls so hard? So far, this all seems pretty straightforward, right? Well, the PvP is one thing, but boss fights become quite the challenge, especially for your first time through. It starts out as such a pain in the ass, but as you learn more about the subtlety of how to slay your enemy, it feels so gratifying to take down a boss. And the coolest part about Dark Souls is that there's tons and tons of side quests. All missable? Very much so. Depending on who you let live, who you kill, which covenant you joined at the time, etc. All these things factor in your quest. But at the end of the day, there are tons of insanely fun and creative boss fights, and some even limit you to not even summoning friends. The most gratifying things I did in my playthroughs was slaying the Red Dragon in Undeadburg and the Ash Dragon in Ash Lake, because these two bosses are tough as nails. But as hard as the bosses appear, the actual monsters and enemies are just as unforgiving. Prepare to die edition? No, prepare to cry edition. But don't worry, you can always do what I did, make horrible puns about their names. Trust me, you'll feel way better about yourself. Seek the Scaleless? More like Seek the Skillless. Orancy and Smo? More like Oreo and S'mores. Quellog? More like Kellogg's. Speaking of Prepare to Die Edition, there is an extra DLC add-on pack called the Taurus of the Abyss. This DLC, while very fun and very challenging, is not a requirement to complete the game in regards to achievements or completion. However, it does add new weapons, spells, boss fights, enemies, armors, and it does patch some of the connectivity issues. It also adds more to the already confusing plot. The Dark Souls community is thriving, and with Dark Souls 2 around the corner, it shows no signs of slowing down. A large group of dedicated gamers are constantly uncovering new things within the game. There are quite a few very well-known members of the Dark Souls community that really delve into the lore and gameplay. So many inside jokes and clever humor has come from this community, and it's very close-knit aside from the raging online. Phrases such as backstaboo, what are you casual, and the legend never dies are just some prime examples of some of the humorous videos that have appeared online from the Dark Souls community. If you have any other questions about the lore and want to know more about some of this stuff, check out the following channels: Epic Name Bro, Sunlight Maggot, Vadi Vidya, and for some funny Dark Souls videos, check out Only Afro. In the end, the community of Dark Souls will always add to the overall fun of this game. So you built up your character as high as you can. You've been invaded several times. Like a lot. Like a sickening amount. No, really, a lot. Seriously, just stay undead. And if you're insane like me, you've collected every single item, weapon, special item, key item, side quests, magics, miracles, pyromancy, boss souls.
Why are you even listing these things? You're the completionist. What are you? Casual.
Shut up, you horrible excuse of a claptrap, and you've collected all the boss souls. It's time to fight Gwyn. What's kind of disappointing about this last boss fight is that, well, the boss is actually easy. The difficulty curve upon your first playthrough just seems kind of unimportant if you've been keeping up. Yet at the same time, the reason why he's kind of bad is because he's been burning his life force for so long. He's really just a shell of his former self. But when you've defeated Gwyn, it's time to make your choice. Do you walk away from the flame, or do you kindle it? Kindling the flame, which is what Frampt wants, prolongs the age of fire, but sacrifices your character in the process. If you choose not to kindle the flame, the fire goes out, and the age of darkness ensues. It's implied that your character becomes the Dark Lord. Which really makes all of this weird. There's not really a good ending or bad ending, just kind of gray. Since the game saves every second, when you beat the game after you've made your choice, you start over again in New Game Plus. Surprise, surprise, there's absolutely not one thing about a completion bonus. Nothing at all. The most disappointing experience as a completionist. It just kind of bums me out, you know? But hey, I did my job, I put in my time. After beating Dark Souls for the first time, you get New Game Plus. Beating the game again with a different ending will unlock that other ending, and New Game Plus. Which means when you beat the game again, you get New Game Plus again, and again, and again, and the souls keep going up, the difficulty just keeps going up, but the game never ends. It's a never-ending game. It never ends. It never ends. It never ends! No, seriously, I don't think you understand. This game just keeps going. Never mind the fact that it took me roughly 124 hours to get to the level that I'm at with everything completely finished, achievement-wise, equipment-wise, and apparently, after my 7th playthrough, the game just stops becoming harder. It just repeats, which means I'm never leaving here. I'm gonna stay here forever, stuck in this game. Why? Why did I have to be the completionist? Is this my fate? Why do I grow the beard? Why does it grow me? What am I fighting for?
I don't get it. I don't understand. I 100%ed this game. I got all the achievements. I got all the items. I got to level like 430 something. I beat the game to New Plus 7 or 8 times. The game just gets harder. There's no official end to it. There's not even a completion bonus, just the gratification of beating this game because it's so damn hard. I don't understand what you want from me anymore, Xbox.
You know exactly what to do. Do your job, rate the game.
You want me to rate the game? Alright, fine. Here's my rating of the game. Here's my overall closing thoughts. The game's hard. It's not for everyone. If you are a casual, you're gonna hate this game. If you're a hardcore person, you're gonna love this game. Me, I'm both hardcore and casual. And I'm being held in here against my will. So with that in mind, guys, this game gets my completionist rating of rotten hell, you son of a bitch. Xbox, please let me out of here, please. I did what you asked. I completed this game. I beat Dark Souls. I just want to go home.
See, this is where it gets tricky. This game doesn't end, which means you can't actually complete it, which means you'll be stuck here forever.
No, I don't want to be completing this game for the rest of my life. I want out of here. I need my fans. I need my support. I've got games to complete. I did Dark Souls. Let me go home.
Ha 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 ha. You didn't say the magic word. Ha 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 ha.
Please let me go home. I like easy games. I like hard games. I like normal games. I like all kinds of games. But this game is the worst, in the sense that I'm gonna be stuck here for the rest of my life. This is a completionist's nightmare.
Well, I'm sure you'll get used to it, because you'll be completing this game for the rest of your life. Ha 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 ha.
Sad day.
I don't know what to do. I can't get him out.
There's nothing to do.
He's stuck. There's no way that we can beat this game.
He's gone forever. I'm not good enough at games to get him out of the game.
Wait. We don't need to be good enough at games.
What are you talking about?
We just have to be better than the game itself.
What do you mean?
Okay. Gerard was backstabbed and then he was sucked into the game, right?
Yeah.
Well, what if we backstabbed the game?
Yeah, the game can't suck itself into itself, so it'll probably release Gerard.
Yeah!
That's great! Let's do
Yes!
it! Where are we gonna get a sword?
Right here, I have one ready.
You're always holding a sword.
Now, where's that game?
Ha 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 ha.
Super Mario 64 is a fantastic platformer for the N64. It defined the genre of platforming. It's great. If you have an N64, you should play it. If not, get a Wii U or get it on the Wii Shop for Nintendo Wii. It's amazing. Completionist-wise, not worth the 120 if you're not really that kind of guy. But for me, it's so much fun. With that in mind, guys, this game gets my completionist rating of finna beat it. He's back!
You're back!
Oh my god.
You're back, buddy. He's back.
How long was I in that game?
I don't know.
While.
I don't know.
While.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah, the only way to get you back was stabbing the hell out of your Xbox.
You destroyed my Xbox 360.
Literally tore it apart.
You are welcome.
Yeah. Anytime, man.
Oh
Anytime.
well. Well, you know what? All my game saves are on the cloud, so it's not that big of a deal. And
Brilliant.
You know what? I'll just save up some money and buy the Xbox One. That sounds great, right? Thank you guys so much for helping us get to 100,000 subscribers. That means 100,000 of you guys watch us each and every week. It has been an insane trip.
It's been a fun journey.
It's been...
You guys are the best fans.
You're the best.
On the face of the earth.
You are
Incredible.
amazing. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for supporting Beard Brothers, the decks, anything else we're working on the pipes. We really appreciate it. You know, I can't say.
Well, I think what we can
else.
say is we're on our way to 1 million.
Yeah.
That's the next stop.
And thank you to everybody out there on YouTube who's helped us by promoting us or pushing us along.
Matt, Pat, John, Tron, PBG, Dodger, Jesse, the Hidden Block guys,
Satchel,
Matt, Pat, if we haven't said anything, Carlos, who does every single drawing
Jimmy
for
the
us.
intern.
Jimmy the intern.
He's not intern anymore. We pay him. We can't call him
Jimmy the paid guy.
Jimmy the
Buddy boy.
Can I get another two?
I can't afford you. I can never afford you.
Just like we couldn't afford the real Bruce Willis. It was all a ruse. That wasn't really Bruce Willis.
Finally, we can
Thank you, Proton John. Thank you to everyone, and we're gonna do some kind of special giveaway for 100,000 subscribers, but we don't know what it's gonna be yet. So we'll get there someday. I think we'll do a giveaway.
Go ahead, grab it.
I'm gonna do it. This is one of our fans gave us this. It's the GG button, and we've been playing it a lot. So in honor of the Completionist, 100,000 subscribers to 1 million.